about the salmon, but these unintended consequences now.
You ain't always got a Ford when you need one.
They're all found on the road, yes.
Why am I pissed?
Yeah.
Because they screwed me.
Yeah.
And there's many more adjectives.
Yeah.
Lots of adjectives. Better turn that thing off. I'm getting upset right now.
That's pathetic.
Well, long line and a drift boat. So tell me who you are and what's your skinny.
Oh, I'm Bill Jesperson. I'm a guide here on the Klamath for, well, since 1982.
What's your impressions of today?
Not good.
Is this the first time you've been down since the breach?
Yes, it is, yeah. A lot more silt than I expected.
What did you think about some of those deep holes that are now silted in?
Yeah, it'll take forever for it to come out.
How do you push that out?
Not with the water flow they've got. Not going to.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Not right now, I'm out of breath.
I'll 10 for it.
Want me to do it? Yeah. Put four-wheel drive.
No, you're spinning all.
Yeah.
Days when you had to hop on the back of the truck. Bunch of malarkey.
I'll keep an eye on you in case you disappear.
And that's how you get a drift boat out of the Klamath nowadays.
It looked oily, it stunk, it was thick, very, very thick. The water, it didn't look like water, it looked like sewer coming out, and it still looks the same way as far as I'm concerned. I can't irrigate out of this. The sediment and stuff would screw up the pumps and the sprinklers, everything else, and I'm not sure I would want to irrigate onto my property here to keep it green and looking nice because of the sediment that would be in the water. Who knows what's going to happen with that?
My name is Ken Noble. I live on the Klamath River, south of the Iron Gate Dam destruction. The salmon, but these unintended consequences now are becoming more and more evident. People cannot take a 50 to 75% cut in the value of their property along the river and not have some say in what goes on. When I heard that 70 to 80% of the people in Siskiyou County voted against the idea of dam removal, you know what? They had some common sense. I don't see common sense being exhibited this day and time. And so, kind of as a conservative and a patriot, I think it's our obligation and responsibility to make it known what's taken place and to make those responsible accountable. I've been led to believe by fourth generation people along the river that the salmon were never considered edible by the time they got up here anyway. So it feeds and benefits the tribes to be able to net the salmon as they come in from the ocean and take their limit out of it. But what about the people upstream from them? There's been no talk about the Shasta River and the fact that if salmon can't get up the Klamath, They're not going to be spawning in the Shasta River, which is yet to be debated and determined. It's evident that we can't put any more of this toxic sediment into the river, and they continue to do it. They continue to go with their game plan. Their permits for reclaiming the riverbanks and this kind of thing only has to do with the salmon. It does not have to do with anybody downriver or the effects that it has on the public downriver. This is going clear to the ocean. You got crustaceans, you got crab. They're experiencing now, the tribes, which I think are basically a pawn used by the government to get this going for this Build Back Better consequence. American Rivers is one of the organizations that is trying to take out all the dams. Look up American Rivers and you'll see what I mean. It's a diversity, equity, and inclusiveness organization that is probably the biggest lobbyer in Washington, D.C.
We have, and around us here, there's enough sediment on the banks and stuff that when it gets dry, and it gets dry, it's 104, 105. I used to watch the birds up here coming to the nest, and they would have, they would shade each other when it was 105, 110, the ospreys. And I was constantly in awe in the male osprey, about an hour and a half on schedule, coming back with a 4 to 6 inch fingerling to feed these 3 hungry ospreys. It brought me great satisfaction to watch that take place, and supported my purchase of the property in the first place, because we wanted to get up where the wildlife were, where the recreation was. You could do just about anything you wanted, and we don't have it anymore. It's not sweet. There's a sour taste in your mind, in your heart. You can't understand how this could take place, but knowing that men are involved, and this is evil, and with the people that I deal with, and the people that are around me, and the people that I pray with, this is evil, and it has to be addressed, and it has to be dealt with, because I see similar things with our country and with our government, where they just go in, take what they want, and leave the rest to the courts. And for the people that aren't moneyed people, unless you've got money, you really don't have a voice. The people around Siskiyou County are some of the most neighborly people I've ever met. I grew up in the country on a cattle ranch, so I know what it's like to have neighbors. We had barn dances, barn raisings, this kind of stuff. People would look out for one another, and that's one of the reasons that we located up here in Siskiyou County. Is I was always enthralled with the state of Jefferson signs that I would see, and when I learned the history of the state of Jefferson, that people were independent, conservative in their politics, and just wanted to raise their families with as little government intervention as possible, and then to have them come in and pound us using the river as a sledgehammer, and allowing the organizations that talk up the removal of the dams to be the narration that goes out nationally. It's sickening. It's just plain sickening. Explain in any more depth the heartache, the sadness that comes with this whole experience, and I'll just leave it at that.